Hi, it's Danny. Welcome to this video, welcome to this channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. Deep gratitude to you for joining me today. So what are we doing today? What's this? Well, we are here to set up my bullet journal for 2026. Y'all ready? It is December 30th. Oh, can you even see that? It is December 30th, and we're about to do the thing. We're about to do all the things. So we have to set up our bullet journal. And for me, that usually entails me using my old bullet journal, which is right yonder, and finding some kind of calendar situation, which will be through my Wonderland 222 2026 planner. This is gonna be my work planner, I think, and I have a video with this. I'll link it somewhere, blah, 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 you know, all the things. So I usually will use these two as references as I set up my bullet journal. So I'm going to house my bullet journal for 2026 in the Sterling ink 520 paged empty gridded notebook. It's classic. I bought this way before the issues with Tomo River paper came through. So, and I have like a stack of notebooks because I'm paranoid. Anyhow, so it is going to be in this notebook. These notebooks are gridded, lined? I don't know, but I will have a link of this in the description box. The cover that I'm going to be using is these. This is the new cover from Hobonichi. It came out September 2025. It's a part of their 2026 releases for the Hobonichi weeks, and this bad boy is wonderful. It's upside down. Of course it's upside down. I have my current bullet journal in the same kind, but this is in black. I am worried about the color because this is like a pale green. I'll put the link of it in the description box. I got this from JetPens for like $65, $68. The only thing is I'm worried about, like, I can be messy with my planner because I carry it everywhere. So I'm worried how dirty it's going to get in the long run, but you know, we move. It's gonna be fine. Even though it's for the Hobonichi weeks, and the mega is probably like 200, 250, maybe at best 300 pages, and I think I'm being generous. So the fact that this Sterling ink 500 page notebook can fit so easily into this cover is why I love them, and I hope Hobonichi creates more of them because I love a week size notebook cover that could fit a thick notebook like this, which will encourage me to use my notebook. And I love Sterling ink. I would love to. The goal is to use this notebook for the entire, like, write it out completely, like use the whole thing. Now in my previous bullet journals, I would kind of do halvesies. One half would be my planner, my bullet journal, and the other half would be my journal. My bestie, my theater bestie, who's been my friend since I was like freaking 15 years old, we had brunch recently, and he got me this beautiful notebook, which is because he's known me to journal since I was like freaking 15. I used to carry my whatchamacallit with me all the time. He got me this beautiful journal. It's actually made by a woman who escaped an abusive situation, and he thought it would be fitting to get me this notebook, and so I've been using it as my journal. So I've been actually carrying multiple books, which I've said it so many times in the past, like I don't like carrying a bunch of stuff, but you know what, sometimes you gotta be a mini bag lady, you know. Shout out to Erica Badu. So this is gonna be my journal for the foreseeable future. You can see that it's thick. I hate the lines though. The lines are like 5 mm, and you know, I like a small, small spaces in my lining with writing. Like, for example, I'm going on a tangent here, but you see how small the grid is on this? I usually like a smaller grid, but it's okay because take up as much room as possible. Sometimes you have to. So that's going to be my journal for the foreseeable future. And so this is going to be a complete bullet journal moving forward. So we're going to enter into this setup. I have everything I need. My Tombow, like, white out because I'm gonna make mistakes, because that's what life is, a series of mistakes and learning lessons. This is my Uni-ball Signo DX 151 in a 0.38, and this is my mild lighter. I'm still sticking with gray because gray is great. I don't know the color. They never put like an identifying color in the description box, but it kind of matches the cover of this sterling ink notebook. I will put all the links of the items that I'm talking about, except for this. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he got this at like some kind of like fair or festival, and it was like specialty made, like it's hand woven. So I can't link that. And I also lost the card which shows the charity that whatchamacallit belongs to, but I will be sure to link charities and information about domestic violence because I am a survivor. Anyhow, with that being said, I am going to, and this is, I want to say, what do they call this? Villa Beautiful. I use this in this notebook because I like how the ink looks on the paper, so that's why I whipped this out, but I'm not going to use this to set up my bullet journal. It's yonder. So those are all the things that I will be using. All the links will be in the description box below, and now we're going to go over to voiceover Danny. Wah wah wah. Hi, it's voiceover Danny. So I am writing up the pages. The first thing I write down there, and I use my mild liner, is to write my general philosophy for my life, which is I am the love of my life. For those of you who are new to my channel, I recognize how much time I've spent seeking outside love and how that ultimately got me in a very bad and toxic situation. And now, once I recognize that the relationship I had with myself is actually the most important, because if I'm okay and healthy and balanced and as good as I can be in the moment, I could show up for the people outside of myself that I love the most. And so I say constantly to myself that I am the love of my life, just to reiterate that I have to pour into my own cup in order to pour to others. And so my word of the year is curiosity. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that. I feel like I should change it because I've learned, given how transformative last year was for me, I changed my whole life and made initiatives and moves I didn't think I was capable of in 2024. I recognize that the discomfort, a lot of my growth and understanding and recognizing who I am as a person came from the discomfort of change, of like in that very uncomfortable situation, I learned so much and grew quite a bit. And I continue to learn when I'm the most uncomfortable. So I may change it from curiosity to discomfort. And I picked curiosity because a lot of the times you should be asking, and I'm no therapist, I'm no doctor, my degrees are in English, um, that you should be asking, what do you need and what do you want in this moment to make you feel safe and whole? Like, you should be curious about what's going on in your mind, your body, your heart, and your spirit. And so that's why I used it, but I'm not sure if I'm there yet. I feel like I need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Um, so moving forward, realize that because I've never really utilized a sterling ink notebook like for a bullet journal, like fully. I mean, I did have it for 2025, at the beginning of 2025, but I wasn't really in it. I had to put in a graph of how many grids across, which is 24, and how many boxes down or vertically there were, which is 45. And so you see me at the back of my notebook trying to like mark out like, okay, it's 24 across, 45 down. So how am I going to space out my 2026 calendar? And the page that follows my word of the year and the year that the bullet journal is in, which is obviously 2026, I always put like a full monthly calendar and I leave space. I don't put anything else in this calendar. I used to like put birthdays and special upcoming events, but I have a Alistair method future log spread for that, and you'll see that momentarily. But right now, I'm just counting out boxes and making sure the grids are even because I legitimately have a my if OCD is on a spectrum, which I believe it is. I'm pretty sure I'm on the spectrum for OCD. Like the things that I'm learning about myself is really crazy because I do love things a certain way. I need it a certain way. I think I'm also part Libra. I'm making all the excuses in the world. Maybe I'm just freaking quirky. Who knows? But I don't know if I asked in the other part if y'all how are all of you doing? I'm doing all right. Again, I'm still like trying to get a footing for who I am. Like I had put so much into my the life that I had in the relationship that I had that I was like folding myself into a pretzel to accommodate somebody who's so wildly different from me. And I realized I did when I got free, I was just like, who the hell am I? And little by little, I've been reacquainted to myself. Before I met and married whoever, I used to eat salads for lunch every day, and I used to drink a crap ton of water, and I used to work out, and I used to practice yoga and like all the things. And I lost that because, your time is filled with your partner. And I have been getting back to those habits that I had. And it's interesting because it's not because it's familiar to me, because it hasn't been familiar for years now. I haven't had salads for lunch at work for years, but it, it's crazy how when I go grocery shopping, I look to like the things that I used to eat and the things that I used to enjoy and just being really meticulous about my diet. Um, Eating more fruits, eating less junk. I honestly only eat like fast food. If like I have company at my apartment, like it seems like every fucking guy loves Five Guys. Like, what's up with that? But I digress. It's always Taco Bell or Five Guys, which is bizarre to me. So that's really the only time I eat junk. Actually, let's get back to the bullet journal. So I am trying to make sure that the spacing between every month is the same because, like it looks like April looks a little longer, or maybe it's March, looks a little longer than the other 2, 3 months within its row. So I was counting the space between the first quarter, no, the first third of the year with the next third of the year. So, um, and I was using the mild liner. I always put down the mild liner before I use my Signable pen because it does tend to smear. Um, I haven't experienced it smearing too much in the Sterling ink on the Sterling ink paper, but just to be cautious, it always makes more sense. And I don't want my mild liner tip. Mild liners, their tips never get like darkened when you use it with ink, but just to save the experience of if it gets murked up with like black ink, I just put my mild liner down first. So you see me using my Wonderland 222 to like make sure I have the start dates right for the year. Because once you know the start dates, you're pretty much good to go in gravy. Um, so what else have I been up to? Running again, doing more steps in general in my day to day. Like another thing I realized about myself is I am a neat freak. I am the neatest freak ever, and I literally will not let 3 days go by without me like vacuuming or sweeping. Yeah, I have two cats, so yeah, you should be kind of meticulous when you have animals, but I literally enjoy cleaning. Today, like I spent a good hour and a half just like mopping the floor, and I was like getting in the crux of my apartment, and I had so much fun doing it. It's so weird. Is anybody else a neat freak and just like enjoys smelling Pine Sol and like Clorox and oh my gosh, I love all the cleaning like chemicals. I know it's bad for you. I know it's horrible, blah blah blah. But I miss cleaning my home the way I want to clean my home. Like in my previous living situation, I wasn't permitted to use chemicals to clean the house, but I was the only one trying to clean the house, so that's funny. So we just lived in squalor, and depression kicks in because you're unhappy and you don't like the person you're living with, and then you're just dirty. And it's so nice to like have my own space and to do things as I see fit, and I don't have to explain things to anybody. Nobody could come in here and tell me, "Hey, why don't you do this?" I'd be like, "Hey, why don't you leave?" That's the best thing. Like, hey, you can just go. I don't need to talk to you anymore. It's wonderful. Um, long story short, don't get married. I mean, that's not fair. I know a lot of loving marriages. I know quite a few loving marriages and long-term relationships. So maybe it's just me. No, it's not just me. Maybe we should pick very slowly and wisely and not like date somebody for a year, mostly long distance, and then get married. It's a terrible idea. And if anybody rushes you into marriage, and then convinces you to change your name, like, don't listen to them. I'm sorry. This is supposed to be positive, so I don't know what I'm on today. I have an espresso machine, and I actually had like two very strong lattes, so I'm like fired up. And also I've been like thinking about the future of this channel and just like staying true to what interests me, which is like planners and pens and all of these beautiful things that a lot of us share. But I miss science fiction. I miss watching science fiction shows, good television, and I love the conversations. Majority of my YouTube views are about like trash reality TV, like 90 Day Fiance and Love After Lockup, and analysis on like shows like Welcome to Deary and Pluribus, and like I am watching Fallout, which I think is going to be on my roster as well because Fallout, I played that game years ago, and I'm just like so excited to like I don't know, share interests. Like how many like I'm sure there's a lot of geeky nerdy, whatever, and these are compliments. Hello, people who like to talk about that kind of stuff. So why not? So check them out if you're bored. Have me in the background and listen to my high pitched giggling. The next two pages after my hold on one second. Sorry for that interruption. I am back, and I totally lost where I was and what I was talking about. Anyhow, so right in the screen in front of you, I am setting up my future log and my period tracker. I just wrote the heading for both spreads, and now I'm using my Midliner to set up the headers for each space. I'm using the Alistair method for both pages. And the Alistair method is pretty much you write the events, the task for this is for the future log. You write the events and task, and then with you could see me using my Hobonichi stencil. I put the month, the first initial of each month. So for in the header, it's going to be tasks, to dos, events, separated by a line, and then F for February, M for March, A for April, etc., etc. And as I use my future log, what I do is if I have an event for April, I will write what the event is, and in the corresponding month underneath April, I will write the date. If it's multiple dates, what I do is I'll write the event in the task area, and I'll put the dates within right next to the task and just put a dot underneath April so that I know it occurs in April. My period tracker, I write the corresponding first initial of the month, and then 1 through 31 on the vertical. Is it the vertical? Yeah, the vertical left-hand margin. So 1 to 31, and I just put an X where when my period starts and how long it continues and all that yummy good stuff that comes with being a woman. Anyhow, or a person who menstruates. My apologies. So, yeah, on the next page, I pretty much put my goals and whatnot. So, do 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 do. I'm just opening my planner because I'm like, Forgive me. So on this page, I'm going to write my goals ultimately. And my goals for 2026 is ask myself all the questions, exercise 30 minutes a day, mindfulness 10 minutes a day, write and read every day, keep my journals with me, explore, adventure, learn about finances and build, and save my coins because, we in tough times in America. And my another philosophy that I carry with me is forever is composed of now. And that kind of like goes hand in hand with mindfulness that ultimately like all we have right now. We don't have yesterday's gone, tomorrow's not promised, now, and this moment is the forever that we experience in the world. And on the right hand page, I put bold as love, which is another favorite thing of mine, taken from one of my all time favorite artists of all time, Jimi Hendrix. Um, one of his albums is named Bold as Love, and another song of his is named Bold as Love. And I highly recommend it if you're a hippy dippy, granola, tree hugging kind of person. It's such an amazing song. And if you're a pothead, I think potheads and people who partake in that alternate lifestyle, you know, I think you'll enjoy it. So please check out my other videos. I'm really trying to open up my content. I'm never gonna stop doing planner stuff because it's part of my interest, but I'm also trying to like parlay into like other avenues of reviews, and I may do some reality stuff. So check them out. And thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do as you deem fit. Remember to question everything except your instincts, and I'll catch you on the flips. Bye.